So, what makes foundation repair so confusing? So many people who have an issue with their foundation see two or three or maybe four sources, and the confusion is due to everybody having a different opinion. No one agrees. The contractors don't agree. If you had two structural engineers, they probably wouldn't agree either. So most people are looking for two of the sources that they talk to agree on what the scope of work would to be able to do what they consider to be the right repair. The subject of foundation repair is confusing because what? What do you think? Put it in the comments below. One of the other things I hear about foundation repair is that people just don't even know what to do. The whole subject is so foreign to them. You ask about putting an electric box in or changing out a circuit or changing the plumbing or fixing the plumbing or the roof or any one of those things, that is understood. But in foundations, no one even knows what they're supposed to do. They don't even know what's wrong. The issue of foundation repair is confusing because people don't even know if they have a problem. They have a feeling. They think, oh, there's a crack in the ceiling in the house. Oh my God, it must be a foundation problem. Well, maybe it is, maybe it isn't. But you won't know unless you talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. And the problem with talking to one person who knows what they're doing is you don't know whether to believe them or not. So a lot of the confusion also comes from a lack of confidence in what they're being told by the contractor. A big reason why foundation issues are confusing is because people don't know how serious or minor their problem is. Particularly today with AI and the internet, there are lots of sources to be able to look at and have someone give their opinion. Well, the problem with that is that just makes it more confusing than ever. So Foundation Repair Academy aims to have lots of answers all in one place so that better decisions can be made so that you can save money and not necessarily spend as much as one major contractor might suggest when you have them out. The subject of foundation repair is also confusing because there are many different ways to fix probably what is going on. Let's say you have a bowing wall, or you think you have a bowing wall with cracks in the basement wall, horizontally running from one end to the other. Well, that might be fixable by carbon fiber straps. It might be fixable by carbon fiber staples. It might be fixable by wall braces. It might be fixable by earth anchors. It all depends on what your goal is. So that's confusing because there's no solid answer. So I think most people want the person who's coming to see them, the engineer, the contractor, whomever, they want them to come to them and say, nope, this is exactly what you need to do, and that will fix it permanently. Well, most people aren't willing to step out and say that. Foundation repair is also confusing to people because if you take who you might consider to be the best resource and have them come to see you at the house or the structure, and it's a structural engineer, and the structural engineer gives you three different opinions too. They could say, well, you need to fix it, but maybe not right now. And when you do fix it, you could use one of these three things. Or they may say, well, yeah, or you could monitor it and see what happens over the next 3 to 5 years. Or they may say, yeah, the risk probably isn't that great for just doing nothing at all. Well, how does that help you? Doesn't that make it even more confusing? So if you're a homeowner and you've experienced some of these things, or you think you've got a foundation issue and you don't know what to do about it, and you've had people out, tell me in the comments what you think was the most confusing part about it and why, and how you possibly could make it better, or maybe another homeowner that might be dealing with the same thing. I appreciate the community that we have around Foundation Repair Academy, and I appreciate the comments that you give. And it also helps me give better information all in one place for you who might be having an issue, or you who might be facing $100,000 repair, or you who might be facing a $1,500 repair and don't know how you're going to pay for it. So comments are very helpful, and you can certainly subscribe to my YouTube channel as well. And an area of confusion around foundation repair is also people's worry about what will this do to my home value? Will this foundation issue cause a devaluation of my house? Will the repair make it worth full market value? Lots of opinions around both of these things. So it's important that you work with an expert to kind of walk you through those things. And or you can join Foundation Repair Academy. So we've been talking about confusion and foundation repairs, whether you have a foundation issue and so forth. And most people just want clarity. So I would suggest that where you're confused, if you continue to be confused, or if 3 contractors come out and they all have something different to say, or you have a structural engineer come out, I would suggest that when you have the structural engineer come out, that you give them some direction as to what you're actually looking for. And that direction may be something like, hey, I'm not going to be in this house for 30 years. I'm just going to be here for another 5. What do you suggest I do? Or I'm going to be in this house. I'm going to die in this house. I'm going to be here for the next 30 years. And how would you suggest that I fix my problem? Or I only really have, I don't know, $10,000, or I only really have $2,000. Is there anything that I can do that would work under that circumstances? And you could also ask that of several contractors. Give them a budget. And if they're honest, they'll say, there really isn't anything you can do. Or, yeah, we can do, what if we switch to this? That should be very helpful in giving you some clarity regarding these issues. So there are a couple of situations where there really shouldn't be any confusion on your part. And that is in a situation where the house is moving pretty rapidly, meaning you've been in the house for 5 years. In the last 2 years, you've noticed cracks opening up and you've patched them and they open up again. Or where you've lived in the house for a long time and you've seen minor changes, but then all of a sudden you've seen some acceleration of changes. There should be no confusion there. The clarity for that is you probably need to do something about it right away. And right away is a relative term. It could be within 6 months, it could be within 2 years, but probably not any longer than that. These are issues that could be serious. Also, if you have a really badly bowing wall or collapsing old stone foundation wall where some of the stones have fallen out, or the house is down 5 inches, something quite serious, then I would expect that you probably ought to take some action on that. And probably most of the sources that you would have come check this out for you would probably say the same thing.